I got my subframe in from a 68 Nova today, and I've talked about this before on the body panel parts I bought, and what I'm going to be talking about is the reason why I choose to remove the E-coating, because I don't know if all other aftermarket parts are this way, and it's been quite a few years since I bought any OEM body panels, but the body panels I bought from Automotive Direct, and actually the quarter panels that come with that car when I got it. I don't know what company they come from. It's Dynacorn or something maybe. But underneath the E-coat, there was a light surface rust. I mean, very, very, very light. But, you know, as I've always said, rust is like cancer. Once it starts growing, if you don't get it all out of there, it's going to come back and it's going to eat it away. And before long, you're going to have deteriorated panels. And I'll show you some here. And what caused it on this, I believe, is because of where pieces were welded underneath on the inside of this subframe. You can see that there. It looks like little tiny fish eyes maybe or something, but what I believe that is actually where it got hot from when they welded it, and moisture condensed there, and then it started getting a little bit of rust, and they put this E-coating on there, and the E-coating of course helps slow down because it smothers oxygen to it, doesn't let the rust grow. But as you can see there, it's in several places on it. Can't see it from the angle of the light there, but it's the same way up here where it's got welds. So I'm gonna go over here and grab a piece of probably get some 80 grit so it'll go faster. And I'm gonna sand on that a little bit just to see what is underneath it. Pardon me for trying to use one hand and operate the camera and tear off a little piece of 80 grit at the same time. But here we go. Let's see what's underneath here. Oh, sorry about that. Actually, I paused it, so I'm going to have to butt two pieces of video together again. But from what I can tell, right there, it's got a slight brown haze to it, like there is some rust. I'm going to go a little further and see here. It's really hard to tell because the rust is so light on it that it's going to sand away pretty easy. And there may not be any rust there. That could, I mean, who knows what it is. But I know on the quarter panels that I have got before, I sanded back, and there's a really light brown haze all over it. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's my eyes, but right up in there, I see a little bit of brownness. Well, you can see it. And there's not much of it on the metal. But, in my opinion, better safe than sorry to go ahead and take all that down to bare metal. What I'll probably do is just get a can of aerosol paint stripper. It'll be a lot faster. And I'll spray it on there, get it all bubbled up. And, probably kind of scuff all over it a little bit with some 80 grit. That'll help the paint stripper get down into the E-coat faster and eat it off. Then I'll get this E-coat off, and I'll go around and I'm going to take all the grinders, a lot of dingleberries and burrs where it was welded, and smooth that up a little bit. And then I'll put some, I've got white and black epoxy. Don't know what I'll use first. I got the white epoxy to put on the body. I was going to put 2 coats of white epoxy down first on the body, and then put 2 more coats of black epoxy over that. We'll let it dry about a week, and then I'll go around the body of the car and then block it with 180 grit. Find any low spots, fix the dents. Pardon my air compressor, it's making a lot of noise. But the reason why I'm putting the white epoxy down first and the black is the black, having 2 coats of it and the 2 coats of white, it gives me some sanding room. I can find low spots. As soon as I go through the black and the white starts showing, I know to stop. Then I can put my body filler in the low spots and sand it. And the key thing is here is not to go through the white epoxy, because I don't want to open the bare metal back up again. And if it looks like I do, barely go down to the bare spot, and then go back and I'll spot in some black epoxy again. And then, you know, if I need to wipe body filler, wipe it where I need to. And if I don't, you know, just spot the epoxy in and then go back and then put primer over that. But doing that, in my opinion, it helps. You know, you find all the imperfections and then you don't go to the bare metal and you're not opening it back up and exposing moisture to it again. So just my little 2 cents worth, and what I think isn't a bad idea to do as for the epoxy goes, and also as for this E-coat. So like I said, I go over here to the car. I don't think there was any spots on this quarter panel. Yeah, there might have been something. I think it was, yeah, right across there. Who knows, it could just be solvent pops and the E-coat that they put on it, or it could just be some texture where they just didn't get enough. But anyway, that's what I did to the other quarter panel that was on the other side of the car over there, that was on this car when I got it. When I started sanding it back, it had little light rust specks all over it, and it was underneath the E-coat. So anyway, that's what I got going on there. And there's that rotisserie I've been working on, and went and got that Harbor Freight drill press to drill all the holes I had to drill in this thing. But I've already got most of my suspension. I've got the Ride-Tech air ride suspension, and let me see, I've got quick ratio steering gearbox, I got the muscle bar, I got their digital level controllers, got a 4-link setup. Let me see, there's a sway bar for the front. I think it's like 1 1/16 or 1 1/8 inch diameter. And I've got some 9802 Camaro and fiber disc brakes and rotors that I bought. I might use them, and the reason why, I'm thinking that I don't want to go with any larger than a 12-inch rotor, because I don't want to go with the larger than a 19-inch back wheel. I'm going to have 18-inch on the front. So right now, if I decide to stick with the, I think what some people call them is the LS1 brakes or LT brakes, something like that, because they come on that 98 to 02 Camaro and Firebird. It'll save me a lot of money to use that. Yeah, I would like to have Willwood brakes or Bear, but $3,000 for a set of brakes versus a couple of hundred. Yeah, I think that for a couple $100 and 12-inch rotors, that's way better than what come on here from the factory. I had drum brakes from the factory on this car, and I'm not positive, but I think the rotors that come on the front of the 70 and up Novas with disc brakes, I think they were only like 9 inches. That's what I think it was a 79 Granada. I had 9-inch rotors on it. But anyway, here's what I got. I'm trying to remember. I think that subframe was around $1,200, something like that. But that's a little update for today. Been out here fiddle farting around, getting it all out of the box. And the thing weighs 156 pounds, and it's a bit of a challenge for the one-shoulder bandit here to get her maneuvered around. So I've only got one shoulder joint. But that's it. And I'll have to look at my, as I was saying, I'll have to look at all the parts I've got out in the car, or my garage in the house. But forgot to mention I've got tubular upper and lower control arms from RideTech also. And I've got the airbags for front and rear. And I've got, let me see, they call the AirPod. It's I believe it's I can't remember, I think I got the larger tank. I can't remember the larger one was 3.5 gallons or 5 gallons. But I got the larger tank, and it's got the computer controller in it. And you can link it up to your phone, and you can program the ride heights. You can have driving height and all the way down, and then all the way up. And you can program it, however you want. At least that's my understanding. I haven't thoroughly read all the directions. But, from my understanding, unless I'm mistaken, the digital level controllers in there are supposed to help keep the car stable as you're going through corners and turns. And it doesn't have that typical roll that used to happen back in the old days whenever you had air ride. And what would happen is whenever the weight of the body would shift to one side, well, when that control arm would get compressed, well, it would evacuate air out of that bag and shift it to either that bag or the other three, depending on how you had everything hooked up. And from my understanding here, the digital lever controllers I got, it's supposed to keep the air separated to each wheel. That way it keeps the air pressure as level as possible, keeps the ride height where you got to set right, and that way you don't have the body roll or the front to back shift, sometimes. So hopefully that's a big help to me. I know I've had a few people tell me I'll be sorry for going with the air ride, that they chose the coilover suspension just because it was more stable and more rigid, and they liked it better for autocross. And I won't be driving any autocross. I think it's fun, but with my shoulder and everything, I won't be able to do it. My reaction time will be way too slow. Won't happen. But I got to piece all these videos together here. I got about 10 minutes here. There's probably 3 videos, and I accidentally stopped it each time. So there's my update for the day. If you like what I've watched here, like it, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.